All right, well, look, I'll be honest with you. I did not think that House Democrats were that dumb and partisan. But it turns out they are. This week, after 3 years of trying to come up with a reason to impeach President Trump, and they never found one, but they forged ahead anyway, with reasons that were weaker than this year's Arkansas Razorback football team. I mean, they tried Russian collusion, obstruction of justice, quid pro quo, treason, extortion, bribery, and using ketchup on well-done steaks. And that's the closest thing to an impeachable offense the president is really guilty of. Now, they had nothing but hot air, and Eric Swalwell provided a lot of that. Some of you get that, most of you don't need to. So they finally pretended to be sad and somber to file articles of impeachment that all but said, we got nothing. We know we got nothing, but we hate this president and we hate the people who voted for him. So Jerry Nadler, the Democrat chair of the Judiciary Committee, even said that voters couldn't be trusted to remove the president. In other words, tax-paying citizens who, according to the Constitution, are the real bosses of America, Nadler says, we're just too dumb to be trusted, so we ought to count on Nadler, Adam Schiff, Maxine Waters, and Nancy Pelosi to do our thinking and our voting for us. Well, congratulations, Ms. Pelosi, Mr. Schiff, Mr. Nadler, and Ms. Waters. You got what you wanted, but I'll bet you don't want what you're about to get. You have lit a fire under the 63 million people who voted for Donald Trump, and I predict there are going to be millions more who vote for him less than a year from now because these vicious, partisan, politically heavy-handed maneuvers have now enraged a lot of fair-minded and rational Democrats and independents who see through this whole sham. I mean, they know well that the rules weren't followed and that it was a kangaroo court. There are even reports that Jerry Nadler will resign from Congress and take a job with Union Pacific because while he doesn't know jack Schiff about the Constitution, he knows how to run a railroad. Sadly, we'll see if that makes the edit. Sadly, this further divides the country and weakens our republic. What we have to insist is that Republicans in the Senate not get squishy, but force the Dems to show up, testify under oath, and get to the bottom of this outrageous conspiracy, attempted coup, and cover-up, all designed to undo an election that the Democrats didn't win. Now, there have only been 3 other impeachment processes in all of American history, and we've never had one that was a wholly partisan effort carried out strictly for political gains. This one is. When President Nixon was about to be impeached, over 400 members of Congress voted in a bipartisan way to proceed. That meant most of the Republicans and all of the Democrats voted to do it. Not one Republican will vote for this attempted coup, but several Democrats are expected to vote against their own boneheaded and bullheaded leaders. You see, I believe it is going to result in massive political losses for Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats who proved they hate President Trump more than they love their country. In addition to further dividing a very divided country already, I really believe it's going to do lasting damage to this nation and make way for Republicans to eviscerate the next Democrat ever to be elected president, if in fact that ever happens again. Now, we get it. Democrats in Congress and the media hate President Trump. But they've moved from being loyal opposition to stark raving nuts in their irrational obsession to tell the American voters just how stupid they were to vote for him. So if you ask me, it's not the voters who are stupid. It's arrogant members of Congress who forget they're representatives of the people, for the people, and by the people in the people's house. They are not aristocrats in a House of Lords. And they may be getting a one-way ticket home next November. And I hope if they do go home, maybe they'll have a little time on their hands and could read the Constitution that they've decided to ignore and abuse. Wait, don't click that button. Well, unless it was the subscribe button, and then carry on. And while you're down there, hit that little notification bell too. Oh, and if you leave a like and a comment, I will personally give my dog Toby a treat. Leave a like, feed a dog, as I always say.